different story when it comes to building a business. To some, it's never an easy task to partake, and to some, they have very good stories of how they started from scratch and built their empires to profitability. And that's the reason why Business Kenya and MC Moments have partnered to bring you Biz Talks. Biz Talks. And here we shall be hosting mentors, people who have gone ahead of us, people who have created these empires, people who have also on the verge of creating these particular big businesses. And these lessons will be valuable for you, the business person, for you, the aspiring business person, the entrepreneur, so that at least you can make wise decisions when it comes to building that business. So every Friday at 8 a.m. on all business platforms, that's the Facebook and YouTube channel, and of course MC. Hey, good morning and welcome to Biz Talks. It's a chilly morning here in Nairobi, from wherever you're watching us from. Karibu sana. Now, in the previous session when we talked about leadership, one of the key lessons that we learned on that day is that during a crisis, every time we have a crisis, there lies in an opportunity. And how best to illustrate this than to look at opportunities that have a reason, especially during this particular crisis. And we're talking about interventions that we are seeing from business people coming up. Welcome to Biz Talks. Today we have an amazing lady who has solutions, local solutions right here. We're talking about buying Kenya, building Kenya right here. And you know what? In fact, I think I'm already converted even before we get to the conversation. And I want to really assure you that this is going to be a rich one. Remember, our conversation as well is happening on Twitter. The hashtags BizTalks and, of course, building SMEs. And this time around, we're still celebrating SMEs that are really growing in the manufacturing sector. And courtesy of Kenya Association of Manufacturers, we have these sessions of celebrating SMEs that are doing this. Now, on the show today, my goodness, an amazing lady, Chebet, is right here. Karibu sana, Chebet.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's amazing as well to have you here and celebrating ladies as well who are doing amazing work. Now, before we start the show, definitely, I know you said it's already cold, so I really want to serve you something hot. I don't know whether you've made a choice of what Melvin's brand you want to have there.
I'm always a green tea person, so I'll have this.
That's the mint.
No, actually, with lemongrass.
Oh, lemongrass. Excellent. Okay, yeah. So let me ask you, do you like it with milk or with just plain water?
Plain water.
Plain water. Excellent. So I'll serve you that now. So we can get into the conversation. I'm sure viewers are really wondering what's in stock. I've not told them what you do, so they can keep waiting for that.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
So I have a question to ask you, which is off the cuff now.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they're listening. Are you a model?
No.
It's because of the height, or is it because of the jeans?
No, I'm not. I have, when I was younger, a little bit modeled, but it's such a hard job and.
Okay, I'm gonna have a.
Yeah, not for everyone. It's not easy. It's actually quite boring for me.
Oh, it was. All right, but I'm sure. Well, for some people, it's an amazing thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, and then it just goes down to what your gifts are and what you should focus on. Okay. Like not only in jobs that are seemingly light, you know, like modeling, to engineering, to being a teacher. Like if it is set in you, then you have a higher chance of success, because then every day you wake up, it's like, oh my God, I get to do what I love.
I know.
Yeah.
You're already giving tips here. Do what you love, you know.
Well, yeah, I think that's so important, especially in entrepreneurship, because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, the minute it gets hard, and as sure as the sun will rise tomorrow in the east, it's going to get hard. So you must just do what you love, because that's where your fuel comes from.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that already. Conversation already kick-started.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure we need to first of all let our viewers know who is Chebet Mutai.
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, how do you describe yourself if somebody asks you who is Chebet Mutai?
I don't know if anyone actually knows who they are, because what you end up doing when someone asks you who you are, you describe the titles that you have. I'm a mother, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a sister, I'm a wife.
Yeah.
But who are you really?
Who are you
So
really?
that's another philosophical question that we don't want to bore anyone with right now. But what I am known as is Chebet Mutai, and I am the founder of a lifestyle luxury brand called Waziwazi in Kenya. I started Waziwazi in 2012, and
so that's 9 years now?
8.
8 years.
8
going
years,
9, right?
going to 9.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this year.
Imagine.
You're right, in 2 months.
You have lost count.
No, I was still at 8, but then I didn't realize.
Move on now. Maybe it's because of the year was
Oh my
crazy.
God, it's in a few weeks. May 1st.
You see now, you're celebrating a serious bash here
my
for
God.
Waziwazi.
Yeah, it has been 9 years. Yeah, it's been 9 years of trying to create a brand that will tell the story of Africa to the world. For me, that was very important at the beginning, because I did not want us to be misunderstood as Africans, and that is a big problem. And until we take control of our own narrative, for example, by having shows like this, somebody else is going to tell the story that will sell to their own markets. And we've seen that with the whole Save Africa. What was that big one that was run by Bono? Food, children, Save the Children, or, you know, like all those like sad images of like starving African children. I mean, you know, they're starving children in France. I saw them. I mean, you know, like Oliver Twist in this century. Like, remember Oliver Twist and how sad that story was? Yeah, they're there.
Horrible.
But you'll never see these poor children in France. There's homelessness in America.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
that is never like a whole story. And why are they not asking us to help them?
I know.
Right? Although we have been helping the world, we know that Africa has been, you know, facilitating the whole world, first with resources and then with people. So we have helped. I think we've paid our dues to saving the world. We did. We started it.
We did. Yes.
As they took all of us.
You're such a Pan-Africanist. I love it.
Yes,
I love this.
and that defines me strongly, to tell the story of Africa. And I don't want. See, when whiteness decided that it was better than blackness, then you became by the way, you know, this need to be helped, or you are less. So my brand is the opposite of that. I want to say, no, I don't even know why you started this, why you made me feel that I have to tell you that I'm good enough, but I'm here to tell you that made in Kenya is great. Actually, I started putting the flag on the product when someone says your product is really good, but you have to say it was made somewhere else. You can't say made in Kenya. That was like 7 years ago.
Somebody told you that?
Yeah.
They don't say
for them
made
to
in
sell
Kenya.
my product. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and that's the day I bought the flag and put it there, because that is an Italian. You see, that is another example of how you're perceived outside the world. That no one will believe that that you're good enough.
That this is quality.
This is and good. It's from Kenya. No one will believe it. But if you say it is made somewhere else, anywhere else, it will do really well.
It will do well.
But you know, it's just the product at that point. But then that's how you are perceived as you, because then you apply for a job. For example, you're a journalist, right? Yeah. You apply for a job in, let's say, CNN. Yeah. Then someone from New York applies. Just already, somebody starts a conversation already. Yeah. Right? And so we have to take control, and that's what I'm doing with my brand, is to take control of what my narrative is outside Kenya. If you go to the States, I mean, people have asked me where I learned English. I'm like, what? I used to think it's a joke, but that thing of there are monkeys running around or elephants or do you ride? I used to really think it was a joke, but the level of ignorance and then it becomes arrogance that is so dominant, especially in America.
Just outside,
I think Europeans have traditionally been more cultured. They read, they learn about other people, and they also have like a bit more social etiquette, so they don't ask you what I think are stupid questions.
Okay.
But on the other side, it's rough.
It's another story.
Yeah, I said to someone who was like a really wealthy, really white woman who asked me where I learned English. She was really nice. She bought my product.
Wow.
But she asked me where I learned English. I'm like, you know, you don't speak American, you speak English. So where you learned it is also where we learned it. It is the Queen's language. It's not ours. It's crazy. So that's what I do.
Yes.
So
if I may just interject on that, that means for you, it's not just about, making leather products.
Yeah.
It's also a narrative that you want to bring out and say that this is originally from here, this is Africa, this is Kenya, and this is quality. And I love the fact that even if somebody challenged you, or you don't have to say where it came from, you stuck it right now, even now, putting down the flag so that everybody can know it's originally from here.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a beautiful narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I may ask you, I like the name, Waziwazi. I was wondering, okay, the Swahili has some meanings in it, but I wanted to give you the chance. Tell us, where did you get the name and what does it mean?
So...
Actually, how did you come up with it?
So, against the background that I am very Afrocentric.
Absolutely.
On the other side, I'm also very open-minded. Okay. I love people, white, brown, yellow, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I love people. I love new cultures. I love everything that is different for me. Being different, if you're different from me, does not form a basis for some sort of discrimination, which is sometimes like a thing for other people. They say, oh, you're a Kikuyu, or I have to hate you. I don't know why I hate you, but I'm hating you right now, Yeah. So Waziwazi is an encouragement for people to have an open mind. Yeah. So that's what it is. Waza is to think. Wazi is open. So I just took two Swahili words and mixed them and made open-minded because I wanted my brand to be so open-minded, to encourage diversity, to encourage newness, to encourage, just let people be, allow them to be the best version of themselves. So, and that's really like the soul of Waziwazi, because if I look at the kind of clients we have, we really have such a diverse client base, and it's not just Kenyans, by the way.
Wow.
Some of my best clients are very white, and I've never met them, and they are so proud to see something beautiful from Africa, and that they say, wow, I didn't know this. Oh, wow, that's from Kenya. Oh, where is Kenya? I'd love to come out there. That's the kind of client that is Waziwazi all over the world. It's an open-minded, people-loving person.
Wow, I love it. I love it. Yeah. And I love the fact that even the name is in itself African. Let me call it that.
Yeah, it's just two words. It's Kiswahili. Though Kenyans, I don't know why. Yeah, Waza.
I know, it's Kuwaza.
Yeah, Kuwaza.
Yeah. And then Wazi, open-minded, isn't it?
Yeah, but Kenyans like to call it Waziwazi. Can we talk about that? Why? It's not Waziwazi, guys. Like,
no, it's not Waziwazi.
Yeah.
It's Waziwazi.
No,
is it?
Yeah, for real. Like, it's ridiculous. It's not Waziwazi, guys. You're affecting our search engine.
Maybe it's because they're fond of just saying, hey, Wazi,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's that thing that we say Wazi. Anyaje, po anakuja Wazi. It's just Kenyanese, and it's only Kenyans, by the way.
Yeah.
Germans manage, even with the ones who don't speak English, they'll manage to say Bahaza Bahasi. But Kenyans, wow, guys, you're affecting the search engine. Because now, actually, when we look at our Google search console and see what words people search to find us, Waziwazi is actually a thing for us. So we have to, like, put money.
Also put it somewhere there.
Yeah, like we have to spend money on that word that doesn't even exist. Like, it's even a hashtag.
Okay, I see that. My goodness, it's a beautiful conversation. We have we have an amazing guest right here talking about her love for Africa, for her love for, matters growing local. And, an amazing concept here was. So I'm just letting you know this conversation is ongoing as well on Twitter, and the hashtag is Building SMEs, hashtag BizTalks. So keep the conversation going as well. I'm giving her some time so she can sip some tea.
Yeah.
Because it's quite chilly here as in Nairobi, as I told you guys. So, I want to ask you, Chebet, you decided to focus on leather. Why leather? And, or why leather?
Because it was the best material out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if I'm going to do it, I have to make a nice product.
Yeah.
Canvas, I'm like, anyone can use canvas.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look as nice as I want. I mean, they're nice canvas products, but it wasn't what I wanted.
Okay.
So I thought I wanted to make a luxury product. Like from the word go, it always was going to be beautiful, long-lasting. I don't believe in fast fashion, because that has an effect on the environment. So I didn't want things that you can just throw away. You can't throw away my bag.
That's true.
You might get tired of it,
I know, yeah.
but you will pass it on, and its life is, I think,
it's long enough
at least
to
a lifetime.
Generations.
Yeah, one lifetime, and then pass it on. But by the time you are getting rid of a Waziwazi bag, to be 100 years or something, it's far.
I can't feel that to ask this question, because I just want to know how you decided, you know what, I'm getting into entrepreneurship, Were you always, focused on getting into entrepreneurship, or were you at some point maybe employed? I just want to know that journey and this moment when you decided, okay, this is my direction, entrepreneurship, and get into, producing local.
Okay. So from the word go, I have always done something. I've always been an entrepreneur. I remember being, well, at least from the time I was able to work and earn money from 17. I finished high school when I was 17.
Yeah.
I started to work. I started to sell cars. So I was not employed. I would, find a client, sell a car.
Mm-hmm.
I also started, just getting into employment, but I never really sold anything before that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to uni, and when I was in uni, I started to tell people, why don't you get side jobs?
Yeah.
So by the time I was in third year, I was having 1, 2, 3 jobs, doing odd things, and then writing for other people. And then when I finished uni, I had my child really early, my firstborn, just immediately after uni.
Okay.
Sheila. I decided to. But one day I went to Italy when she was 6 months. I don't even know what I was looking for, but at that point it was just importing everything, including bags. And I bought myself a bag. It was really beautiful, honestly.
Yeah.
But when I had it at home, a friend of mine who came to see the baby saw it, and she was like, my God, this is such a nice bag.
Yeah.
And then she offered me something like 4K for it, and I'd paid 2. I was like, yeah, take it. So I went and, started to sell bags from Italy. And then soon I was like, okay, more people are starting to sell bags from Italy. So I went to Dubai, and then I started to import bags. And then at that point I was like, why are we importing bags? Why are we not making our own? And I wrote someone an email and said, look, help me get a job so that I can raise capital to start this business that I want. He said, there's no need. Actually, it was Mr. Baluch who said, there's no need to find a job. So now I've graduated. I did become B.Ed economics and French language. So they're like, I tell you what, I'll give you some money, you start the business.
Okay.
So that's how I started. I started by selling things from China here. And then after a while, I was like, this is this is good, but you need more money, because I was building a good customer base, and they kept on like, if I bring bags Leo, in 2 weeks, they want to see, okay, 2 weeks to a month, they want to see new ones, because we're selling to the same person. And that's the thing that has also happened now. We sell to the same person, so you have to keep it fresh.
I know.
And right now, I have that big problem of, against reduced income, reduced working capital, harder times, tighter, the noose got tighter. The client is saying, I want to see more. Because it's the same client. She already has whatever you have. She's like, now what's up? What's happening?
What next?
What's
you have to keep on being creative,
why
right?
are you sleeping?
Yes.
We can talk to your competitor. No, don't. And then, remember I did economics. One day I get a call, and it's from the World Bank, but I don't know it is, because it's the IFC, which is the private sector arm. And they say, we got your CV, because of course I did the whole tarmacking thing, taking CVs to agencies, people's receptions. It was so dehumanizing. But
story of many. Go ahead. Yes.
So I get a call, they said, oh, we saw your CV, you speak French, why don't you come in for an interview? I'm like, I don't need a job. I have a business, okay. And then then she says, oh, okay, just come meet me. Then I said, I'm going to Dubai. When I come back in 2 weeks, I'll look for you. I didn't look for her. She called me. This person is really determined, and I'm a nice person. I'm polite. I'm like, oh, I don't know how to tell you off again.
So you went?
So I went. Well, and I didn't even look it up, by the way. I didn't, you know, that you're told to prepare for us an interview. I didn't. I just showed up, and she was so nice. She's like, oh, she's called Cody. Cody said, ask me questions, and then anytime she saw I was hesitating, I think she knew who you hakuna kitu ameresearch. She told me, do you know what IFC is? No. I told me it's the International Finance Corporation, and it's the private sector arm of the World Bank. I'm like, wait, I did a con. I'm supposed to be here. And that is how I ended up joining as a receptionist. And then I applied for programs, and then I ended up joining a few programs. So I was there. I was there for 3 years. And once I got in, I saw, because when I was younger, I've always like lived in the clouds. In my head, and my mom used to say, mtoto ni mbaya. Because I was always like looking at movies and be like, oh, I want to go here, I want to go here. Actually, everyone knew, nikimaliza Form 4, I was going to leave. I was going to go to the States. Like, I was like, I'm going to America. But when I looked at the fees, and I was the firstborn, and my mom was the person raising us, I was like, how will mom pay all these fees? It's not fair.
It was quite crazy,
I think if I really wanted, of course, I could have tried to get scholarships, But
so you worked there for 3 years? Wait a minute, I just want to see this interjection. So you had started the business, then this opportunity comes in, and it reminds you of all your desires before. And this is an international organization, so you feel this is going to be a good connection.
I mean, you did a con, where else?
I know,
That's the only place to work.
I know, it's the ultimate for most people who really have done this. And then now, what is this? Because 3 years, did you get tired after that?
I got frustrated because I went across Africa and I was like, this is a scam.
Then you quit?
I'm sorry. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is not what Africa needs. I'm sorry.
So you
Africa does not need us.
All this time around, were you still running the business as a side hustle?
Oh, no. By the way, I don't know how people do side hustles, because my other business started to fail, because once you're receiving money, you know you have a salo. And it's a very good salary. You're like, I'm not even worried about selling the bags. I'm not, like, I started to get distracted.
So somehow the business plummeted.
I stopped. I just decided, oh no, let me focus on this, because now I thought I want to be employed.
How did you pick back now after quitting?
So I think that was the best job I ever had. I think it's the only real job.
It's a good one. Those are reputable organizations.
Yeah, it's a good job, but I felt that Africa did not need us to theorize about change. They said we are improving livelihoods, and I did not see my impact. Maybe other people could see it, but I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Who am I helping here? I mean, it became a moral conversation in my head, and as an inherently creative person, we think like, okay, we have our creative's mind is different from like somebody else, like an accountant's mind works differently.
Okay.
My mind was, if we want to reduce poverty in Africa, we have to create jobs. Really, guys, that's what we should be talking about.
Absolutely.
However, the World Bank's mandate is different.
Okay.
It's a highly political environment. It influences your budget. It influences a lot of things that affect your everyday life. That is the fact.
Absolutely. And I'm sure because you were in there, you were able to see all those particular angles. And I'm really interested on this, Chebet, and I know this conversation can go on and on and on and on and on. I'm really interested in the fact that you have observed, you have seen all this, and all of a sudden you're saying, I'm done, I need to go back to business.
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, that's what I did. I thought, and especially going to West Africa a lot. West Africa is like something else. I haven't been back. I don't know what will happen to my mind if I go back today. I haven't been to Nigeria and Ghana, but these guys are very advanced. You're going to ever do to catch up with them. They are very Afrocentric. You know, for as long as you're comfortable, you're not making any apologies, you're not confused. There's a lot of confusion in some African countries. They're not confused at all. No, they like Western things, I agree with you, but they're very,
I agree with you. From their dressing, even how their heads of state sometimes dress up. I love the fact that anyway, our current one is now dressing up in some of the Kenyan attire. But those guys have been consistent, that's true. And even the fact
when they were colonized,
the
they never changed.
They never changed, yes. Even Nollywood, it is very big. I mean, one of it.
Why do you think it's so big? Because they've never lost their identity. They're not trying to be American, they're not trying to be, they're just themselves. They're just giving you tenets of their own everyday life, and that is really important to be yourself.
So what would be your word? Because people are watching, and there's a lot of comments, I'm going to get into that. What is the message? Because from what you're saying, and from your passionate delivery about the fact that we need to be Afrocentric, we need to love our products and everything else, I want to believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that your message is, guys, it's time we started looking within and develop what is within. Is that what you're saying?
We are late to the party.
We're already late.
We're late to our own party. We're late. No, seriously. I mean, if I think in many ways, this might, for some people, this will be controversial to say, but COVID was the best thing that could have happened. It forced us to solve a lot of our problems. A lot of people now are like, you know what, I need to stay home more. I don't know my kids. I need to meet my family more. I need to, you know, I can't get this blah, whatever you need. Is there a local solution? Is there somebody who could do this? Suddenly you're on Google looking up leather briefcases, and then you find me.
Okay, beautiful.
We traveled locally. Of course, with caution, like when it was open, but suddenly you start to discover Kenya. Do you know expatriates know this country more than we do? I have a lot of expatriate friends. They tell you about Sijui, Wapi, Maimahi. You're like, seriously, how do you know that? Oh my God, let me show you. So like, and maybe it has a bit of newness factor, or we have a lack of appreciation.
So let me ask you though, let me ask you though, your product, beautiful, amazing, and I can see them here. We're going to touch a few of them. How would you gauge the local uptick? Are people beginning to really appreciate this and buy? And from where you see it, would you say kudos to Kenyans, or there's still room for improvement?
No, they're doing very well.
Wow, love it, love it. No. So how's your
Kenyans
market base?
Kenyans are doing very well. I think Kenyans are. We like ourselves. At the end, you know, it's just that I think for a while we got confused. But we are reorganizing, and we are moving really fast.
Absolutely.
And COVID has even accelerated that process. Because you see, there are no jobs.
Yeah.
Really, it's so hard to get a job now because everyone has a degree, by the way. Now everyone
A lot
has
of people definitely.
yeah,
Yes.
I mean, the degrees are there, but the degree is not going to help you if you can't hold your own in an interview.
Yeah.
The degree won't help you if you can't do the job, because also our degrees, we need to look at how our system is, and I think because mtu ana graduate and then you're like, I thought you were in school for 4 years.
So we need to change the mindset, and I agree with you that it's not always one direction, that we can diversify like you have done, you know, and really start even, you know, thinking about, you know, starting our very own initiatives and all that. So I'm interested to know, how did you grow your customer base so far, and would you say that is it on the growth path? As you've said, Kenyans are doing well. So how did you grow your customer base, knowing very well there's a time you had stopped the business, now you started again?
When I started Waziwazi, the other one was called Fashion Avenue.
Okay.
When I started, I still own it.
Yeah.
I should open it again and, I don't know, sell something.
All right, let's talk about Waziwazi.
Yeah.
How did you grow this customer base? Yeah.
So when Waziwazi started, first of all, I thought that people would be so happy. Oh, by the way, when I was in West Africa, I was wondering, why do we not consume our own? Because I was working in access to finance, which is another real irony of my life.
Okay.
I would go to banks, because we'd work with banks to help them share, encourage them to share information for credit bureaus. So I was working in credit bureau development, because the assumption is if I can access financing, and if the lender has some visibility into my past patterns as a borrower, I have a higher chance of accessing financing.
The credit scores and all that. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we worked with banks, and when you go to these Nigerian banks, they're all wearing this. It's a kitenge, but it has all been turned somehow to beautiful work outfit.
Yeah.
Like, and they're all wearing the same pattern, by the way. So it's like the bank gives you the
we see them
material,
and they look so
and
nice.
then mnendo unajishonea huko kwa mtaa, mnarudi. Oh my God, it was just incredible. So I was wondering, why can't we do that? So I started to come back with fabric, and then I'd have this mountain of fabric, and I'm like, what are we going to do with it? So that's when I started to think, you know, this is why I should start this business, because I like fashion, and I like, I want to make this stuff, but there is no one. And I'm working to reduce poverty. I'm feeling like I'm not helping anyone. So I thought, if I start to make clothes, because that's how we started, we're going to create jobs. So creating, the second thing that was important for me, first was to tell the African story and reclaim my place. The second one was to create jobs, because I felt after working at the highest level of development agenda, it came down back to zero. Just create one job.
That's true.
That's all we need to do. That's the only way of trade. We need to trade. So when I started now Waziwazi, I thought that my friends would be so happy and just come and buy. Oh God, nothing happened like that. In fact, I said, okay, just bring your fabric. I'll make for you for free. I'll stitch for you for free. All I need you to do after that is to tell people that Chebet is making clothes.
Wow. Lovely.
They didn't come.
They didn't come.
No. One day, a friend of mine from the World Bank, Cecilia, Swedish. Cecilia is the first client I ever had, and she came with money.
So that was your first client?
Yeah, she was my first client.
She made a big order?
She made a big order.
Lovely.
I was like, oh my God, someone can order 10 dresses. In fact, she ordered like 20 dresses. There were so many. And because she also had the same problem.
So for you, that was like an aha moment. Okay, something is happening. Something good is happening. What about local now? Local now? Because
no, she was here.
As you've said, it's 9 years. Oh, she was here, yes. But I'm talking about this journey of the 9 years.
So that is how it started. It was because of Cecilia, and then for people like Cecilia. So I'm using Cecilia as an example of a client who told somebody else. Then another one came, and our business has grown purely from referrals.
Oh, so it has been, you know, I got this. It's like me having this bag. Somebody asked, where did you get this from?
Exactly.
So yours has been a referral growth.
Purely.
Okay.
Purely driven by referral.
But I noticed you also have a serious following on social.
And then social media. That's the other one. Because yeah, I mean, especially in the first like 5 years, before Facebook bought Instagram, the algorithm for Facebook was different. Like if you paid for an ad, it was different. Now you have to know what you're doing. You can't just throw money there, you lose it. They changed something. They needed to make, I think, probably back the billions they paid for Instagram. Then Twitter, they're like, oh, we are broke. So it was social media as well. Those are the two. And
I can see you have a very substantial following, and you know, I believe those are amazing customers who are enjoying your products. So let me ask you, because now we're talking about, you know, building your customer base. Going back, had you already, when you made the decision to quit from former employment, and now you're getting back to business, of course, did you have any trouble raising capital when the orders were coming in, or did they just grow, you know, with the orders coming in, or did you have to outsource money? How did you deal with this capital issue? And I'm asking that because there's so many businesses who are watching and they're saying, hey, I wish I were you, because if I had the money, there's a lot of conversations about the money and all that. How did you deal with that yourself? Okay, so when I started first, I had a lot of faith that, imagine, it never occurred to me that I could fail. In fact, recently is when I was like, well, maybe we can fail. Those are thoughts that entrepreneurs have.
Yes. Yeah, like it never occurred to me that I could fail. I was like, there's such an obvious gap. At that point, there's only like Lucy Rao and Anne McCreath who are making clothes. Not like now where every 10th young person is doing something in fashion. So I had a car. Soon I sold it. I had a partner who was really supportive. So who was helping me, and then I had some savings. But all of that, like in 1 year, I didn't have any money. I had a business, but I don't even know where money goes in entrepreneurship. Because I don't know. I think money just like goes into a black hole somewhere. And that is why entrepreneurs are always like looking for money. Ask them. They'll be like, Akiata tujui.
But you keep on going.
You keep on going because money still comes in, but money goes out, and then you start to have ambitions. They're like, you know what, if we had 2 more machines,
it will be,
we will be able to double this man.
It's always a growth path.
The minute you put yourself on the growth path, you're going to need working capital.
How many people are working under you, by the way?
Right now, we're only 10.
That's a good number. You know, that's clap for you. You've employed 10 people. Oh, what happened? COVID?
The second election was ridiculous. I don't know why. Why couldn't we just use that 5 billion to support entrepreneurship in this country? I feel that
So are you saying the political situation affected you big time?
Yeah, it was already, the first one is bad. Because, you know, we don't do well in elections. In fact, right now, we have one. Do you know we're having elections next year?
It's next year. I know. Sad. It's a cycle, and you know, and you're not alone, because a lot of businesses as well are affected by that. And you know, that's why there's all these conversations of, are we going to be going through this every 5 years? And I understand you.
So we went through that in 2 years. And then there was that ridiculous activity of Huduma, which took more money from the economy.
So that
it's like we had three elections in 5 years. That's how, and now we're about to have a 4th one in 5 years.
So that affects you directly?
Yes, it does.
Wow. Interesting to observe that.
It does, and it's ridiculous. Politicians need to get a grip on themselves and just calm down. They don't own this country.
I'm going to ask you this because I've just rephrased a question from someone who's watching. When you were running your business, did you ever you know, sit down to make plans, like a business plan or all those kind of things, or is it on the go?
Unfortunately for me, it was on the go. It is only that 3 years ago, I was like, okay, we need to get for, you know, angel investment for us to grow. Because the brand at this point was like everywhere in the world. And I started to see similar brands to me, especially the ones from America. I mean, if you can study entrepreneurship in America, I think it is the best kind of entrepreneurship. And Nairobi is like Kenyans. I think, I know about Nairobi. Nairobi is like that. We're very almost like Silicon Valley-ish, where there's activity, a lot of it happening at the same time. And if we could try and just like get inspiration from Americans, American entrepreneurs are incredible. They believe
so
that
you would
everything
credit the fact that, you know, the exposure as well helped you big time to learn a lot of things, is it?
Definitely. I mean, and it's not even foreign exposure. Just go to Kirinyaga, hang out there for 2 days. No, for real. The minute you change your environment, everything gets...
Good one.
It's a perception thing. You know, just hang out with a villager, uko, shags, go. You need to just get out of your everyday as often as possible, because that allows you to open your mind. And exposure to Americans showed me that, first of all, how I had been going about my business was kind of gung-ho kiasi. What
I like that.
what they do very early is, first of all, have conversations on raising capital. What I was doing, and I think it also has something to do with being a woman, we are fearful. Like, I need to prove this. I don't even know to who. I need to, mostly to yourself, that I can grow this business, then I can get money. Because right now, even banks will tell you, you are likely to walk into a bank without a business and ask for 10 million with a straight face. And I have
a business,
like something that you can Google. You'll just have an idea in your head. Now you'll be like, by the way, I should start an e-com platform. This Akina Chebet will look like they need help to build Kenya. Then you go straight to CFC here. I, with a business, will have more fear about accessing capital, about presenting myself to a business. And that has, honestly, a lot of people say, oh, Chebet, you're so inspiring. I want to tell you, I am also very fearful of things like accessing capital, putting yourself out there. I mean, I have no problem showing you a product, which is like somebody else's problem right now. They have a product or an idea and they're hanging on to it. They're so afraid. I mean,
so what would you tell people then?
You.
Because there are people watching and saying, I have ideas of all these things. What would be your one sentence advice to them?
Fear is a wasted emotion.
Get out.
Yeah. It is a wasted emotion, because it stops you from writing your business plan. Because the minute you put it down, you know it becomes real.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you put down any goal you have, you write it down.
The reality journey has started.
Yeah, it becomes real. So writing down the business plan only for me I only was able to do it 3 years ago because I was trying to raise funding.
So I'm going to ask you this now that you've touched on it, like, because I can see that that was one of the challenges you had to overcome, you know, the fear of the unknowns and all that. Are there any other challenges that you faced across the path? I know you've talked about finances, you've talked about the fear. Is there any other challenge that you're either currently facing or that you faced over these 9 years that we're talking about? Because
we're not taught, no one taught me to think about being a leader.
Okay.
And that right now is a big problem, because suddenly I have all these personalities that I'm supposed to manage and keep them a job and still be myself. Like, I wish our education system, since we already know there are no jobs, I wish it could focus on human-centric soft skills, like how to be a leader. I'm trying to learn how to be an effective woman leader, because that's also a little bit of a dynamic, because women, we think differently, we are more nurturing, we want to save the world, we want to help everyone. So how do you manage that?
Absolutely.
So even just being, another thing that I've struggled with was to learn how to be an entrepreneur, an effective one, because I'm doing a fantastic course at Babson College, online women leadership, and one of the things that
you're still learning things, eh?
Oh yeah, I'm old, especially since COVID. I sign up for entrepreneurship courses as much as possible, because I'm trying to learn those things that no one told me. What is the role of a CEO? What is the role of a CEO?
Absolutely, to entirely guide and look through the business and all.
Actually, is to make sure that there's cash for the business.
I like that.
That's what I just learned in school, and it never occurred to me that as a CEO, that's what I should be doing. I should not be, I'm not really a manager. I should really, there's cash, because cash is king.
So for you, the challenge was actually understanding that level of leadership.
Yeah.
You're teaching me a lot of things as well here.
Yeah,
I love
it's
this.
crazy. And then the other thing that I am now learning, which I realized was a challenge, and it might look like it might be hard to believe, but normalizing a culture of selling in the business. Everyone needs to be selling.
Everybody's a salesperson.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
You hear that, business people? Everybody in your business is to be a salesperson.
Everyone needs to be selling.
Yeah.
And if you cannot sell for some reason, for whatever reason, because everything in life is a negotiation, everything is a transaction.
Yeah.
I'm here, I'm talking to your audience, you have a show. It's a transaction.
Absolutely.
Whether or not you want to call it
and
that,
so your
it
employees
is.
are also selling.
My employees need to be selling. I need to be selling.
Yeah.
And to normalize that, and if you cannot be selling, for example, the guy who's sitting on the sewing machine right now, he needs to enable the people who are selling to sell.
Wow.
I only learned that recently. Can you believe it?
I know, but you've managed through the 9 years, so now you're going to be
So now that I know, I'm going to be a problem then for my competitors internationally, because I'm pivoting for to be Africa's first lifestyle brand.
Okay.
There's nothing like that.
So before I go and touch some of the bags, I want you to share, because now these are lessons that you're giving entrepreneurs, that listen, leadership is important, get to learn all those things. Everybody's a salesperson in your organizations. In one way or another, they should be able to sell. Let's talk about, for you, in your opinion, what are some of these top skills? I don't want to say 3, 4, or whatever. Top skills, it could be 1 or 2, that every business person who is watching you should have, that you have observed. These are the most important things you need to have.
I can tell you what is important to me now. There are 3. One is the finance and administration.
Okay.
Because if your numbers are not correct, the day you need to talk to someone with $1 million and they believe in you, you'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
So finance and administration, that for me, that is the most important person right now for me. The other person is the one who is normalizing selling, the one who's just talking about what are we doing, where are we doing it, where are we, who needs to know about us today.
Yeah. Okay.
The person marketing and triggering sales. Wow. That's a really important person.
Yeah.
And because I'm in manufacturing and production, for me, it's production.
Yeah.
If I don't have a product, I can't sell anything. And I am production. I am very good in production.
Absolutely.
But I think that's my skill set. And at Babson, we were taught, we're learning about best self. What is your best self? So stop trying to be everything to everyone. Stop trying to be everything to the business. What is your best self? So if you focus your eyes on what you're good at, and just focus on that, then identify other maybe partners or employees to take care of these other ones. So I am a creative director. I can come up with a product that sells.
Okay.
Anyway.
Hey, those are very good 3 things that you need to learn. I want to bring some of the bags here closer. This one looks like it's for me, right?
Yep.
So,
so
you know, I have not worn this before, so I want to put it on. Is it going to fit me? Or do I need to adjust?
No,
let me just try fit it in, and you tell me whether this is how it should be put on, is it?
You're already holding it in the opposite direction.
So I'm learning. So this is the way it should be?
Yeah.
That way? Across?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I put it this way, just help me up. You know, I'm learning these things, you know.
So yeah, this is a men's bag really, especially if you're carrying money and you're going through airports.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then it comes that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can even put a tablet inside there, is it?
Yeah. It's a dude's bag.
Hey guys, I hope the team can see some of how this bag looks. Is it? Lovely.
Yeah, that's a men's bag.
Where do you get this leather from?
Oh, we have fantastic tanneries in Kenya.
Oh.
And our leather sector, I mean, has really come forth. We're making a lot of progress in Kenya. Okay. So there is Alfarama Tannery in Athi River. Some people text me and ask me where you can get leather. So you can get it at Alfarama in Athi River. If you just go to Athi River and ask for the tannery, everyone knows it. There is Sagana Tannery, which is out in Sagana. There is Nakuru Tannery. It's in Nakuru.
Okay.
There's
So
unfortunately,
we have a lot then.
Thika has closed temporarily, and it's the oldest tannery in this country.
Yeah, because I know there's a road I used to pass, and you could tell this is a leather place.
Imagine if they've closed this year.
Okay.
If a big company like that with, I don't even, they sent everyone home.
We need them back, because now we're going to get a lot of all these products, is it? So you source this. I mean, this is amazing. All this is local here.
Yeah, everything is local.
So it's in Ng'ombe zetu, I mean.
Yeah, these are Kenyan cows. There's butter sales leather.
Wow, beautiful.
In
Let me put this close to me, because I have a feeling it's not going back in any way.
Okay.
So this is
a woman's handbag. This is a special order.
Oh, this is the Kenyan map here.
Yeah, this is the Kenyan flag.
Yeah.
Always have it. So it's a shoulder bag. This one is going to New York.
So this is the one the ladies put there, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And the owner asked for extra long straps because she lives in New York. When it gets to winter, the big coats, things get stuck.
Oh yeah.
Like, because you can't carry it like this, and you have to go through the subway, whatever. You need your hands free.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and it's a Kenyan.
I know, huh?
Yeah, it's a Kenyan, Dr. Sanda Ojimbo.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. She's amazing as well.
She's amazing, and she's representing us amazing. Yeah,
she's telling these bags.
Yes,
salute to you.
Yeah, she's telling the Kenyan story to the world, not only as a UN Director General, but also as an African woman, one who's from the continent and making, causing waves globally.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I must say this, guys, if you're watching this, the stitching, everything else, amazing work. Very quality. You can even tell, you can even feel it. So let me ask, because I know maybe my sister or my wife is watching. She might say, "Why didn't you come with that?" But how much am I going to bag out of this? Are you allowed to say the amounts?
Yes. They're online. They're on the website. This one is 18,000.
18,000.
Yeah. If you go to Waziwazi.com,
and it can serve generations, right?
The only way this will get lost, or if your house burns, and then you need a replacement. And the Majlis in Lamu one day had a fire, and they used our table mats and leather, and they burnt, but they didn't completely disintegrate, even in the big fire of the house. Yeah. So this is a travel bag. It's going to Washington, DC, and it's a Kenyan as well. I mean, Kenyans abroad are just crazy.
This one I can feel the skin.
Yeah, it's
lovely.
It's the fur.
Yeah, I can see a zebu here,
Yeah, it's going to.
But it's a very nice fur, well done and clean and all that.
And it's made in Kenya.
It's made in Kenya as well.
The tannery is
very unique.
Yeah.
So travel bag, there you have it. Don't just go with those other things, Buy Kenya, build Kenya. Yeah. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah. And we have the kiondo.
Oh, and the kiondo as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you also stitch these kiondos with some leather.
So we buy this from weavers in Kitui.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can proudly say that our impact goes beyond just our factory and back to the tanneries. We help them by buying from them. Yeah. And we buy this and we sell locally and internationally, and it's called the Tendo Kiondo.
Tendo Kiondo.
Yeah, my products are all named after people who've influenced them in one way or the other.
Tendo.
Yeah.
I like this.
Tendo, Deborah Ouko.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you this before I jump into the questions. You are a member of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers.
Yes.
I wanted to know, first of all, how have they helped you, especially when it comes to support and the interventions they have done? How have these ones helped you out?
I think I always say CAM should become like a parastatal or a ministry on its own, because it's such a highly well-organized, well-run institution. Honestly, if just Ministry of Education could just run, one of them just run like CAM. I mean, it is full of highly competent people who give you a lot of support and just assurance that you have a big brother watching you. I feel safe in this country because as an entrepreneur in manufacturing, because of CAM, because I know if ever I need help, that I need to fight a big fight, I'll not go alone, and I will go with an industry, because there's just that commitment to supporting manufacturing. It's incredible. A network of manufacturers. I mean, I could reach any manufacturer in this country today because of CAM, because all they need to do is pick a call and go in front as my envoy and introduce me.
You're right.
Before CAM, how would I find like Bidco? If I want to see the CEO of Bidco today, at least I know how to find this person. It's really, I'd encourage anyone who's manufacturing anything, and I know a lot of people are making, you know, like these peanut butters, the butters, the body butters, condiments.
Getting there.
Yeah, people who manufacture earrings. These are made here.
Wow.
Do you see they're looking like...
They're looking fancy.
They're looking good. They're made right here by just a beautiful young girl. Everyone who's making anything. And I think people might think that manufacturing is like, oh, so far out there, it's so big, I'm not... No, for as long as you've made even, you know,
anything that you've made yourself.
I wanted to say, you know, a hairband, you know, just career core, people don't understand that they actually are part of this because they're manufacturing.
They're manufacturers.
Yeah, just be in that conversation, because there's the referral system there. I've gotten referrals from CAM.
Wow.
I've gotten a lot of training, incredible training. Some of it is free, some of it you pay for, but it's such incredible value for money. There's a CAM academy. Where a lot of learning goes on.
Please also talk about the importance of BK, Buy Kenya, Build Kenya. Because even as I started, you heard me say, in my opinion, this is the most opportune time. I think COVID as a crisis came and it awoke industries, because we were so fond of just bringing things up. And then all of a sudden there was no movement, everybody was on a standstill. And it's still here, but it is an opportunity in itself. A crisis has an opportunity in itself. And so from where you see it, talk about the importance of buying Kenya and building Kenya to anyone who is watching today.
For me, I don't understand why anyone would need an explanation on that.
Yes.
Because that's what we should be doing. That's what we should have been doing. We should not be importing, I don't know, you know, all sorts of craziness. We import everything, and it is really unnecessary. We should not be doing that.
You're right.
So if we buy Kenya and we build Kenya literally, then even if it's not directly affecting you, you're putting money in the economy. The same way you think the election doesn't affect you, it takes money from the economy. And it's the same way if we spend locally, we're putting money back into the economy. If I don't get orders, my network of riders are in trouble. They're stressed. They're like, Chebet, hakuna delivery. We affect a sub-culture directly because we support those businesses. If we don't buy, if we don't get sales, we're not buying from the tanneries. Like we're all so connected. And the thing that China did very well at the beginning is, one, they started to consume their own with 1 billion people, and then there was an economic crisis in the 70s during Mao. People are hungry, and so they had to really think, and then they started to sell among themselves. It's only much later when actually Jack Ma drove that, but for many years Jack Ma, you didn't know about him, but he was upo in the dungeon fighting to start exporting Chinese products, because he was like, but all of these people are manufacturing stuff for China only. He saw a business opportunity to sell China to the world.
Absolutely.
But that only came after there was enough local production and consumption that, you know, they could
so
open.
We need to be consumers of our own, definitely. I like the fact that you started by saying you don't even see why you should try to explain that to anyone.
It escapes
Please
me.
buy Kenya, build Kenya. There are so many questions, Chebet, and you know, time. You have a lot of content. So we're going to try and run through, and thank you so much for the questions. If you have any other, throw them now because I'm going to run through that fast. But I have to mention this so that now I can get to the questions. We now have the Africa Continental Free Trade.
Yeah.
Has that in any way rung a bell to you and to your business? How are you feeling about this?
I'm excited because we are the youngest population in the world.
Yeah.
If we can move services and trade and goods among ourselves, we then become a problem for everyone, and you're going to see it clearly with the vaccines. Soon it will be, because now all these farmers that have been building this, first they've been fighting to save themselves. Then after that they'll need a refund. And then the next time you need to fly to the US, you'll hear which if you don't have this vaccine, you can't travel. You're going to see it.
Vaccine passports.
You're going to need that because it's 1 billion Africans. There's 1 billion of us, and we're going to keep on doubling because for a young population means we're going to keep on growing. So why are we not trading among ourselves? I'm excited about it, but do you know right now it's easier for me to send that bag to Washington than it is to send it to South Africa.
Tell me about it. Oh no.
Yeah, I got invited once to a conversation with the South African embassy. And they said, first of all, you can't even send or receive money easily from South Africa. What is this trade business you're talking about?
Oh my.
If you can't even move money, get serious about that.
So what you're saying is that this is a long-awaited intervention.
We're not serious about it. Why do I need a visa to go to South Africa, and an American will just fly in, and I have to go make those queues?
Applications to go to your fellow African country. Oh my!
We're not serious about it. So first of all, if they are serious, let's just first of all scrap all visa requirements for all Africans.
Yes.
An American can fly into Kenya today.
Yes.
But a South African has to go through. First, they have to go to a different even state, not like it's such. Okay, then let us apply online.
Oh my goodness. Let me just read now into the comments because of time.
Yeah.
Engineer Brenda is saying, totally resonating with you, Chebet. Wow. Wamboi Mundia loving the interview. Rose Osok, buy Kenya, build Kenya. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Atemo Okelo, always loving to listen. Always love listening to Chebet.
Hi, Atemo.
Oh, you know her?
Yes, she runs circles for women, conversations.
Beautiful.
Just follow it online.
Beautiful. Okay, and then there's Nyambura Mwenyo listening to Chebet. Whoop, whoop. Okay, great. Those are some of the people who are checking us out. There is as well others here. Let me just quickly just run through. I'm now going to get into the questions. Thanks, Jackson. Lily at you took a flag out there. Good job, madam. Yeah, absolutely. She took it there. Amazing work there. And I have Peter Mbugua following the conversation. Lily, proud Kenyan entrepreneur. I'm just giving you all this because people are really watching, you know.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Yeah. And Dambiri as well, interactive session and learning a thing or two from the session. Let me get to the into the questions now. Ask Chebet Mutai about the interventions in the leather industry. I don't know whether that question you've already answered. Is there something you desire that should be done in the leather industry?
I think if we could just reduce some of the taxes for the inputs, I think our sector will be able to now start exporting the finished leather, because we export a lot of the raw blue hide, which was a good move by government under Aidan Mohammed's time, that you couldn't export the raw, you have to semi-process it. That's good, but we're always trying to lobby through CAM to the industry, to the Ministry of Trade, to just improve. But we have a great minister. Now, Betty Maina has always been pro leather.
Okay. There's another question from Josephine Musyoka. She's in Langata, okay? Ask Chebet what advice she would give to young entrepreneurs who want to venture into manufacturing sector. That was have been my closing question, but anyway, what advice do you have to give to the young people who are watching us today?
I think
and they want to venture into manufacturing.
Okay, don't overthink it. First of all, don't get scared, don't overthink it. And I love what Oprah once said to me, and this has become my North Star. Always ask yourself, what is my next best move at any point? What is the next best move? It doesn't have to be grand. What can I do? What can I do just today? This, in fact, break it further down to this moment. What can I do in this moment? Of course, know what your goals are. I encourage you to write a small 2-3 pager that summarizes what you're trying to do. Hang it up on a wall somewhere. Write your goals so that you keep reminding yourself, because you forget stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Focus on that. Find a peer group that can support you, but just start with something that
Yeah.
Passion is great.
Yeah.
I encourage you to follow your passion.
Yeah.
But work on your gifts.
All right. Work on your gifts.
Yeah. It's
And don't overthink things.
Yeah, it's biblical.
I think it starts from where you are.
It's
Just
biblical.
start. Yeah.
Even the Bible says you are given gifts.
Yes.
Not passion.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, there are so many comments, and some of them will just appreciate the people on Boy Kimani. I can see someone is saying, hey, weka bei nafuu. I don't know what you tell them.
I have an answer for that.
Yes. That's for you on Boy Kimani.
No, for everyone. If you look at price, of course you need to know who your market is. Who are you targeting? If you know who you're targeting, you can't serve everyone.
Absolutely.
You can't. You're going to then be so confused in your messaging. It's just crazy.
I love that.
And
know your target.
Know your target. That's really important when you're starting even that business. Who are you selling to? I mean, if we always remember who my target is, then it becomes easier. You can't sell to everyone. And there's somebody who looks at my product at 18K and think, what? Just. Then there's somebody else who will look at it and say, oh my God, it's so expensive. But I'm not selling to everyone. And I'm not sorry about it, because otherwise I lose my mind. I get crazy talking to everyone. Who is your client? And then once I know my client, I need to package my product in a way that my client feels that they're getting value.
For their money, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, for as long as I'm packaging value and I'm a university, why are you okay to pay 120,000 per semester and not willing to pay 120,000 for a bag? It is because you're associating value to the 120 and getting that education. So at that point, you're exactly the target client for the university, but you're not the target client for the 120,000 bag.
Yeah. Wow, I love that. And I think the point is, know your target market. Know your target market. Because I must say, I think even as people grow, they get to realize the importance of quality. Let me just buy a shoe like 3 times in a year. And then I bought this one shoe. I won't even say what it was, but I've had it for 5 years now. And you love it. And when I look at the amount I had to spend on that, but I look at now the value it has given me, I'm like, wow, I would rather buy quality, and it stays with me and you almost forget about it. So how did you feel when you walked into a room wearing that shoe? Wow, it feels nice, definitely. Quality stuff. You feel good. Yeah. So that is something else. That is the value. That is an emotion. People buy things because of their emotions. Yeah. How is it making me feel? I love that. Mike Monene, Morning Biz Talks, doing perfect job. Thanks a lot. Do you have any advertising platforms for purposes of promoting? Yeah, reach out to us. Send me a message. We will do that for you. I think somebody asking where they can advertise in between the show. Okay. Irene Nyaga, good job, guys. Ati hapo kwa election, I am hopeful that Kenya bila uchaguzi, public service governance by Esther Waringa could really help. I know. I think she feels you, and then she's saying, I mean, this whole thing, it's affecting not just a few, but many others. She also asked, what course is that again for women in leadership? Can you just mention it? That one is Babson College, but Kayana is running right now. That one by Atemo, actually. Right now, there's so much Kayana, K-A-Y-A-N-A. Yeah. Just Google it. They have incredible content. Like tomorrow morning, I'll be in digital marketing class. Okay. It's free, 10 to 12:30. I signed up. I'm going to be seated. I'm just going to, even though I thought I know about digital marketing, every time just learn something. And there's so much free content right now. Okay. Oh my God. I'm going to take this final question. How do you reach your customers internationally?
right now,
and that question was asked a lot by people.
Okay, so go back to what's my next best step.
Okay.
Is create a product
Yeah.
now and sell it to the one you can see. Don't worry about the one internationally, because also to market internationally is a whole ball game. So I'm assuming you're starting, right?
Yeah.
Sell to 10 people and make sure they're really happy.
Yeah.
Then ask these 10 people, do you know another 10 people who might like my product?
Yeah. Ask the question.
One day, it's not going to happen overnight, but someone abroad, my cousin is going to want a kiondo, and you will know that I sell kiondos, and you're going to send me the page. You're going to, you know.
Absolutely.
Just don't worry, but meantime, put your products online, take good photos. Just, there's so many amazing young photographers who are almost doing photography for free. Call a guy, let him take pictures for you, upload on your Facebook, use the right hashtags. Hashtags really work, they really help. Focus on content creation, try and get on as many platforms, things like there's africare.com, there's Etsy, there's Amazon, like just those things are free. Get onto free online platforms at least, because those platforms are really spending a lot of money to market those platforms. So Google African marketplaces, there are so many now.
There's so many of them. There you have it, a lot of content here. Okay, let me just read one on YouTube. Fear is a wasted emotion. Great nugget right there. You have nuggets, you've given us wisdom. So where can people get you? Because we have run out of time.
Okay, you can find us online at waziwazi.co.ke, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Excellent. The only Waziwazi that you can find. Amazing quality stuff here, right here. Look at this. Beautiful things that we have.
Can I say something?
Say it. Actually, your package shot as well.
Okay, so my pack, since next week is World IP Day, I would encourage everyone to look up Copyright Society, Copyright Board, KIPI, Kenya Industrial Properties Institute. Just see how can I protect my work.
Okay.
As more people get in, more people are going to copy your work.
Stuff,
I've seen people copy, and if you're going to copy me, please, can I look at the camera? Make it look good. I've seen some really bad copies of my work. I'm like, come on.
No, make it look good.
At least make it look good. My God, those crappy copies are bad. So protect your IP, protect your work, and it's free.
All right.
It's actually free. All you need to do is just upload your work. I learned the hard way. Just protect your work and just go.
All right. There you have it. My goodness, Chebet. Hey, what a conversation we've had right here on Biz Talks. And feel free to reach out to us. Everybody who wants to reach out to us. Feel free as well. Follow Waziwazi as well on her pages, everything else. I know you are the target as well for Waziwazi. So buy quality, something that can pass over to generations, I tell you. So thank you so much, Chebet, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And to all the manufacturers outside there, business people, keep doing what you're doing. So keep working. Bye-bye for now. See you next Friday.